The small batch R&D series at Old Dominick has changed my opinion and view of blending. Getting to work with ex-beer barrels and working with coffee beans from a local roaster, it just afforded me the opportunity to test things that I just had honestly never thought about doing before. I'm Alex Castle, and I'm the Master Distiller and Senior Vice President at Old Dominick Distillery in Memphis, Tennessee. The first thing I did when I moved to Memphis was befriend all of the brewers. And it's led to some really fun collaborations. Every brewery has taken barrels from us, and then we actually have taken some of their barrels and have kind of blended their really flavorful, fun beers with our bourbon to yield some, we have one that's kind of almost a Scotch-like bourbon now because it was a smoky beer. And so it just allows me to kind of blend the best of both worlds.
Isn't it interesting to see how blended whiskeys have become very popular? I think years back, in some ways, blended whiskeys were considered value or inferior.
It had to be a straight
Exactly,
bourbon.
and to be able to, once again, it's putting together that artwork, that puzzle, and to have all these different pieces, all these different perspectives to come from and blend them in and have it be appreciated now. That just opens up a whole other avenue of ways to blend.
Well, I think the consumer is becoming so educated that they do realize that it is more than just distillation. That, what happens in the barrel and after the barrel really has more to do with the product than just about anything. And so I think they just are appreciating more.
I think that education is really, really vital, and it's something that we focus a lot of time and energy on. I personally focus a lot of time and energy on when I travel and visit markets and do both trade and consumer education, because it is complicated, and a lot of times, straight bourbon has just become so ubiquitous that people automatically just see my bottle and they think, oh, it's bourbon. Then I have to explain, actually it's quite different. There's some bourbon in there, but here's what we do and here's what makes it special and different and unique, and it's actually quite complicated.
One of our most recent products, the blending was really interesting because I took high rye bourbon and wheat, not wheated bourbon, but wheat whiskey. But being able to strike the right balance of the sweetness of the wheat and the hay notes in it with the spiciness of the rye, but achieving something just completely different than the other products that were in our portfolio. It was a really fun product to develop. It's been challenging, but been super fun too.
I think we're probably all kind of doing that. We've got our core products,
and then
we've got our special releases,
fun ones.
Our one-offs, our very, very small production runs, and you allow yourself to be a little more on the mad scientist side with those types of things.
Absolutely.
A blend that Alex makes today, she'll never be able to make again.
No, and that's okay.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
nothing wrong with
because
that.
The barrels are always changing. There's not going to be one barrel that she has access today that she's put into a blend that will be the same in next month, 10 years, whatever.
Every barrel is different. As it ages, it all changes to where it is never ending. You're never going to find the perfect blend because the next day you're going to come up with something that's even better.